Okay, I mean definitely. Broad roaches almost always get me. I play at the lowest graphic settings, which aren't exactly conducive to seeing things like cloaked or burrowed units. Um, I will admit that I like to go Banshees against Zerg on this map because typically Zerg is really weak against air early game, so it's easy to get a bunch of drone kills, or maybe even better in my opinion, kill the queens off. And then you can either expand behind it or go with a simple one base tank push, and seems to work pretty effectively unless the Zerg gets an early macro hatch, or early third, and then they can crush your attack as it enters their base. It's a very depressing moment. We see that we have the orbital already upgraded, landed in the expansion, and Maynard transfer is not going to come. Maynard transfer, of course, a shout out to Pro Gamer Maynard, who was the first one to say, hey, instead of just building new units at our expansion, why don't we take some from our main, which is oversaturated, and just move them over. He popularized that. I think apparently that was back in Warcraft 2, or that may have been Warcraft 3 that occurred. He also went on to play StarCraft 1. And I learned that by watching Chobo Peon's History of Esports. If you don't know who that is, or you don't know what Team Liquid is, check out those sources and get involved in the esports world, ladies and gentlemen. I'll open up the overlay real quick since not too much is happening. And you'll see you can find me at OrD StarCraft on YouTube. That's where this will be uploaded later. If you're watching the stream, obviously you can find it here on Twitch. You can follow me on Twitter at ORD_SC2, or you can friend me on Facebook at facebook.com/ORD.SC2. I'm trying to start the whole social media package. It is actually something I do for other people professionally, and I was like, well, why not try it out with StarCraft? Now I have to build a skill set, obviously, but I'm glad I got people here watching. We have a lot of people who are returning. We got a lot of people in the chat room, which is awesome. We have beautiful PJ Schneider. That's my girl. You see her in there, treat her nice, or else I will ban you forever. Ben, do you have a girl?
No. I'm alone. For now.
For now. There you go.
For now.
I like that.
Well, there's one in my life, but it's kind of strange now, the relation, and I just don't know what to do, and I'll just probably continue to do what I'm doing, and that means absolutely nothing.
Oh, I like it.
Well, when the problems get too complicated, even when it gets too complicated with a girl, then I just most of the time say, okay, stay that way. I won't do anything. If it moves, it moves. If it don't do anything, well, it won't be that bad.
I like the concept. Like, you're not trying too hard. Like, if it's gonna happen, if you're gonna be happy, then just do that. Now we see that we got a two-tank Marine push moving out. A little bit of a split up here. I hate that about this map because it's a really good opportunity for a quick army like Zerglings or Mutalists to catch half your army unawares and just wipe it out before you even get pushed forward. See, the creep spread is really good out of Ricky Bobby, but our Terran player really wants to control the forward Zelnaga tower. It's a good decision. It's going to siege up his tanks on creep, which is dangerous. We got some Banelings morphing, but not very many, because as Day 9 says, how many Banelings are enough?
4. He needs at least, for this army, well, 10, 12, approximately.
12 Banelings. All right, what's he up to now? We got 8, it looks like?
5. Well, there's 3 more thing. So, well, he'll probably be alright seeing the number of Zergling he has.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Now looking.
If managed to get to the tank, he'll be alright.
Looks like he's going for a run by, or I'm not quite sure what these lings are going to do. Going to sandwich the tanks. I'm surprised he's just leaving this force here. Lemon Drops has to know that he's evoked a reaction of Banelings or Lings or just something out of the Zerg player. And he's about to get crushed. Sending his reinforcements, but they're going to be too late. Here it comes. The Banelings come in. They hold off the detonations until they reach the Marines. One goes off of the siege tank, but really efficient cleanup there. And these Marines get caught too. Not sure why Lemon Drop scans there. Probably didn't have vision of the Lings. He has a little bit of good stutter step micro, but with that many Lings that are at 1-2, there's just nothing they can do. We have one tank that managed to survive. And Lemon Drops was taking his third expansion behind that, but he doesn't have a force right now. So hopefully we see our Zerg player with a little bit of aggression, or at least a little bit of scouting. Looks like he's doing that along the right side.
Have you saw the number of drones he had in his main? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I just caught the transfer. Nice. Okay, the Lings do have some aggression in their blood. Lemon Drops manages to get the cancel, and Ricky Bobby leaves the Lings there, which is really annoying for the Terran player because he can't just fly New Orbital back in there and land it. We do see more racks coming down. We see that an infestation pit is about halfway done and mutas are on the way, and our Zerg player is doing really good in the upgrade department. Meanwhile, our Terran player has no upgrades of any kind, and that can be a huge difference. It's always interesting when you see 8 3-3 Marines take out 12, 15 2-2 Marines. And then, ladies and gentlemen, that program that just caused our screen to go reddish is called Fiat Lux. It's great for staring at your computer screen for long periods of time. Not so great for gaming, so we're going to turn it off. Changes it to a red spectrum light so it's not as tiring on the eyes. See the mutas get denied by a ton of Marines, and now we see missile turrets going up in the base of Lemon Drops. Now, Ben, what computer are you playing on?
Well, I have quad core with well, a kind of a good video game for now. Last week, the reason why I can't watch your stream at the same time I was on StarCraft is because I was on my laptop.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, that's what I'm using right now, and I think the viewers can tell a little bit. The quality, I swear, is going to go up probably after the 30th tournament. So that's about 2 weeks. Now we see a pretty decent-sized force of tank and Marines trying to squeeze between two bunkers for our Terran player. He's finally willing to push back out on the map. Meanwhile, our Zerg player has been taking advantage of his map control by taking both his 4th and his 5th and scouting where he probably will set up his 6th later on. His creep spread is coming around the far side pretty well. Could be doing that a little bit quicker, a little bit better. But his macro, it leaves basically nothing to be desired, neither do his upgrades. He's got a macro hatch out with a queen of its own. His Evo chamber is finally getting a break. Infestation pit. Lairs almost made it to Hive. Oh, on the right side, we see our Terran player scanning, moving forward, taking out some of those creep tumors, but missing the live tumor. We'll see if that matters later on. We see the Zerglings can catch the tanks unsieged. Oh, they move forward, and they do! Oh! Oh!
And we have 4 more Zerglings coming in, but not at the right place. Oh, there's a counterattack from our Zerg player. Getting the Marines.
Just look at the 2-2 Lings against the 0-0 Marines. Even with the medevacs, that just isn't working out. On the far side, yeah, they have those mutas cleaning up that command center. But Lemon Drops does finally land one at his 3rd that he wants. Also, I just got a request. Atlantis, if you're watching the stream, shout out to you, buddy. Apparently you're supposed to be playing Zerg Exelin, or Zerg Lin. Wow, my girl's a writer, and she's giving writing coaching. I like it. She is awesome. I was just checking out the chat. Oh wow, that is a lot of lings and the mutas. Our Zerg player definitely has control of this game. And as the announcer Artosis says, when you're ahead, get more ahead. The lings are coming in down here, catching tanks again unsieged and just running some of them by. The depot is lowered. He's going to clean these up at his planetary, but he's got lings in his main. Oh, and luckily some Marines were there that hadn't been rallied, so he cleans up all of that. It was actually a really inefficient use of Zerglings. Really inefficient, but it's okay because where is it at? Spire's continuing to get those upgrades. I really thought he was going for that greater Spire. He's transferring some more drones out of his main. Hopefully going to saturate his fourth so he can make use of it. He's got a ton of Banelings just sitting back, defensive style. Would really like to see some cute, I'd like to see him research burrow and do some cute placements around the map, because clearly our Terran player has a favorite direction to come as he comes back along the right side of the map, finds some creep, decides not to engage mutas, wandering around in the middle. And then we see that our Terran player has been doing pretty good macro-wise, and despite his rather inefficient trading early on, our Zerg player did just throw away half of his army. So right now, this is a chance for our Terran player to do well if these Banelings don't hit. Baneling splits are hard. I don't care what level you play at. It is not an easy thing to do, and these Marines are getting dangerously far away from the tanks, which do not have a very good spread. Oh, the mutas overcommit and just get destroyed by the Marines. That's what the unit's called. They have the +1 attack upgrade. Oh my goodness, a huge sandwich attack coming from down low, the left side, and maybe from the top, not yet. The tanks just get crushed, and wow, that whole army just disappeared. But now we see a drop in the main. Very cute play from Lemon Drops, who realized that his force was doomed. Comes into the main, picks off a queen, tries to target down a hatchery, but he can't. He picks up and moves away. However, the mutas are chasing him now, so he's got to drop. Oh. Wastes a few Banelings. Actually gets a lot of the Marines out, but everything there is doomed for our Terran player, who has basically the equivalent force back in his base, though. That's solid macro. Can't knock him there. So now we see our Zerg player taking the lower right, and 23 minutes in the game, is that pretty much a normal time to see a greater Spire going up? Because I keep expecting to see it. Ben. Well, I think we might be having some audio connections. We see that the tanks get surrounded by Lings, and that's, again, one of those, yeah, Lemon Drop has to GG after that. That many Lings and Banelings on the map, there's just nothing you can do. You get to watch them get cleaned up, and there goes the score screen. Ladies and gentlemen, that means that our victor is our Zerg player, Ricky Bobby. So that is game 1 of the best of 3 semifinals of Good as Gold number 22. And now I'm going to go ahead and bring up that overlay for you for a moment so you can check out its prettiness. I'm going to reopen the brackets and load some music and check on our audio. Ben, are you there still?
Oh, hi again.
Okay.
Sorry, I unplugged my mic.
There you are. I'm sorry if I was talking over you then, but I couldn't hear you. You can go to our favorites.
Well, for the question you asked for the Greater Spire, normally I try to have it like at 20 minutes in the game.
Uh-huh. So, yeah, I was... It felt like the time when it should be up, because I normally go, oh god, I gotta attack him soon, or else I need a ton of Vikings.